Alrighty boys, as here, bringing you guys another Dragon Ball Legends PvP video. For this one, we're actually going to be taking a look at the Androids team. So, as you guys already know, the Androids team is very stacked, it's very OP. I do have 2 Zenkai units on here, 2 Zenkai 7 units in fact, and then our main focal point is Android 18 of course. I have had her Zenkai 7 for a little bit now. I just have been taking my time on getting the fully soul boost, right? Because it is a little bit tedious, I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit of a grind. What I kind of wanted to talk about is I wanted to discuss Zenkais a little bit, and we'll be talking about it more during the matches. But as of right now, I wanted to go ahead and just go over a couple little points here and there. I really do think that, and keep in mind too, before we move on to anything I want to say, I am free to play. So anything that I say after this, go ahead and take it with a grain of salt, if you will, especially if you're a player that spends a little bit of money on the game, right? I have nothing against people that play or that spend a little bit of money here and there, or spend a lot of money for that matter, right? Do whatever you want with your own money. But I'm just saying that this is my opinion from a free-to-play standpoint. So, what I basically think is that, like, when it comes down to the debate of should you Zenkai 7 units or not, if you're free-to-play, it can all be chalked down to preference, right? But these are just my opinions. So, I honestly, I think that if you're, like, super competitive, like, you want to reach, like, the top 100s, you want to climb as high as you can climb in the leaderboard of PvP, then yeah, 100%. Go for the Zenkai units. I think they are kind of like not necessarily needed, but they give you like a huge advantage in terms of climbing the PvP ladder, right? Especially with like the Zenkai 18, it's just a massive like boon for you. But then again, on the flip side, it's like if you're kind of like one of those players that is just like, yeah, like I like winning. I like going for like top 10k. I just want my 1,000 chrono crystals and I want to get out. Then it's like at the same time, then, you know, definitely like just go for the characters that you like. For the most part, these new characters that are coming out are like definitely like PvP viable, especially like the Transforming Rose that came out. Amazing unit. Like if you look at my future team that I have right here on the screen, my Goku Black is at 2 stars and he's still able to compete just as well as any of my other teams. Yes, definitely Androids is a lot easier. But at the same time, is like, at what point does it take a little bit of fun out of it? I would say so. Yeah, sometimes it is fun just mollywopping the enemy team, right? But at the same time, sometimes it's like, oh, like, great, like I just 18 just soloed the entire team again. And you know, it really depends. Like that's kind of like this guy's, like I said, he's only at 2 stars, right? And I definitely have more fun with this team than I do with this team, with my Androids team, right? And I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to Chrono Crystal like difference, like this is where I'm coming, like what I say, it's all down to preference. Because if you look at my Androids team, so I never aimed. I'm gonna go ahead and just give a quick little breakdown on the character or how much Chrono Crystals I kind of have used. So 7k on Android 18, 7k on 16 just in general, right? 14k together on Cell on the Majin Vegeta banner that he appeared on. I spent about 20k trying to get either or, so we'll go ahead and add that in there too. And then for Majin 21, I only spent like 1k on her banner, and so what, I get like 35,000 chrono crystals that I had ultimately put together into this team. Because I'm not gonna lie, I cannot even lie, the Android 18, the Android 16, the cards themselves, even though they are high start up, I never went into a banner looking for these guys. I never went into a banner saying, oh, I hope I get 16. Oh, I hope I get this yellow Android 18. So I'm not going to really include that. And then when we go look at my future team, when Vegito Blue's banner came out, you know, it was Vegito Blue, Merge Zamasu, and the Rage Trunks all on one banner together, right? And I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I spent about 30k crystals, maybe a little bit more, maybe around like 35k. Just ballparking here, and most of that wasn't even on the Super banner. Most of that was on the GT banner, but we'll still go ahead and chalk that in here just because I did pull Vegito Blue from the GT banner, right? And because honestly, when I got Merge Zamasu, when I got Rage Trunks, you guys can see they're both 6 stars right here. I Z-powered them up from 2 stars all the way to 6 stars. I pulled 1 copy of each and kind of just went from there. And Rose, I did throw a little bit of crystals at him. And the Transforming Rose, the Transforming Rose that just came out, I only spent no. How much is one rotation? However much one rotation is, I think it's like 4,000, 5,000, somewhere in that range. I'm gonna just go ahead and ballpark it to like 40,000 something, 40,000 something crystals for this team right here that I have, right? And it's like, honestly, like that's more than this, right? So you might look at the Zenkai units and you may look at them like, dude, like that's so much crystals, but is it really? When you're building a team that you like, I don't think it's that much. Like, you're guaranteed that great unit, right? Because there could be something, because like I said, 14K for both of these fantastic units. And then when you go over here, I know some people that have spent 20K on this most recent Rose banner and have yet to even get a single copy of the Rose, right? So that can be insane as well. And so let's go ahead and hop into the PvP matches and we'll continue this discussion. Alright, so we'll be having some gameplay running while we keep the discussion going here about the Zenkai units. So right here we do have we'll be going against a fusion team. This guy is actually not that bad, right? So he makes me vanish, and then he even waits for me to sidestep after swapping out into a different character. So he gets the immediate advantage, right? But even regardless of him doing that, it's just like he knows that he has to play extremely well. Even like, look at the team that he has. He has 2 LFs on his team and an EX that was extremely sought after. He gets a Rising Rush within like the first combo. Keep that in mind. The very first combo that he does on me, he gets his Rising Rush. That is insane, right? The Fusions team can be a little bit, it may feel a little bit scummy in that regard, but that's just how they are, right? But regardless, like, talking about the Zenkais and stuff, it's like sometimes you do feel sucked in by the Zenkais. I know I did. And I feel like that's one major con of them. My very first Zenkai 7 unit was actually the Zenkai 16. And because everyone was just like raving about him, and I was like, I had the Chrono Crystals to spare. I was just like, why not? Like, I like androids. I have a pretty good androids team. I have the Revival Sal. I have the Majin 21, and that was the team that I was running for a good amount of time, right? I really did like that team a lot. And then, other than that, it's just like, I really feel like it kind of wrote me in there, because once the Zenkai 18 came out, everyone was like, oh, there's no way. If you have Android 16 Zenkai'd, you need to Zenkai Android 18. And there's other people that I know felt the same way. Well, the reverse of it even, right? They went ahead and they Zenkai'd 18. They saw how busted Zenkai 18 was, and they were just like, oh my god, like, why didn't I Zenkai Android 16? And that, it kind of was just like on a rotation of that for a little bit, right? It was just like, it does make you feel roped in. Like, I would imagine if, theoretically, if they released another Zenkai Android, like a blue Android, because they desperately need a blue, right, on the team. I don't even have a blue on the team. If they were to theoretically release a blue Android Zenkai, I would be extremely inclined to try to grind up some Chrono Crystals in order to purchase the Zenkai 7, Zenkai 6 at least, right? And it's just like, I think that's like one of the biggest cons about the Zenkais is that I think regeneration is kind of like in that little funk right now too, right? Regeneration has like so many Zenkai units, it's just like you almost feel like you need to Zenkai all of them. They have the Zenkai Boo, they have the Zenkai Demon King Piccolo, they have the Zenkai Cell, and just all that good stuff. And technically you could Zenkai the Red Cell and throw them on the androids, but I think Revival Cell is better, right? And it's just like, I don't know, man, like they really are like pumping out these Zenkais, and it's just like people are waiting to see with the Zenkais that how strong they are, how busted they're gonna be, how long they last for. And I think as long as they meet those requirements, then that's when it truly is worth summoning on. Because I feel like I know Game Press, the tier lists aren't exactly what everyone wants to. That's not like revered as just ultimate facts, right? No one looks at the Game Press list and thinks that this is just truth, period. You're gonna have your own opinions. That's okay. No one's telling you that you can't have, you know, even when it comes to fighters, all the different pros, they have their own tier lists too. Some of them might be the same or similar, but not every single one is the exact same carbon copy, right? But even in the tier list, I'm pretty sure for as long this guy actually forfeited. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Alrighty, for this next match, we're actually going against another Fusions team. But like as I was saying, like you're gonna have like different opinions and stuff, but on the tier list, Android 16 actually got moved down a notch, in like from Z tier, right? And then Android 18 obviously went up because of just how good she is. And there's kind of like this just giant like food chain, right? Because there's always going to be like your meta teams and stuff. And right now, I think the top 3 is like Future, and then there's Androids, and then there's whatever team has LF Gohan on it. The Zenkai LF Gohan, right? And it's kind of funny the way it works, because it feels like they kind of counter each other out, like almost like in a little cycle, like kind of like how we have the color counters here. Because I feel like Future kind of counters the Hybrid Saiyan tag, or more importantly, the Zenkai LF Gohan, right? Because the Transforming Goku Black, he actually has the damage buff against the, what's it called? The Hybrid Saiyans, right? So they kind of have like an advantage over them there a little bit, and sometimes I do find myself doing more damage with the green Transforming Goku Black than I do with Vegito Blue, actually. And it's like, other than that, after that, Android's kind of... So, let me just rephrase myself. So, I think Future counters the Hybrid Saiyan teams, the LF Gohan teams, but then Android's kind of counters the Future team because they have some Saiyans on there, right? Goku, the Transforming Goku Black, Vegito Blue, those guys all count as Saiyans. So even right here in this match, you see that I'm doing absurd amount of damage. Fusion aren't really known for the best defenses, but all these guys are Saiyans. So I'm getting a damage buff against all these guys as well, right? And like it shows like the amount of damage that I'm doing. Like I'm keeping it Android 18 for as long as I can, for as long as I want, right? Essentially, right? And it's just like, look at, against a red unit, against a Gogeta like this, it's just absurd the amount of damage that you can do, the amount of things that you can just do in general, right? And it's just nuts. This team just has so much like advantages to like everything. You even saw in the last match, the guy Rising rushed me like within his first combo, and I was able to just be like, okay, let me just focus up and let me just finish it off. And then you have the explosive ability with Android 16 here, and it's just everything just goes extremely well, extremely well. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Alrighty, going against a Future team this time, actually. Kind of a little bit of a different Future team. I actually think this guy forfeits very early on, and obviously you'll see why here. Like, I don't know if his units just weren't soul boosted or not, but look at this damage. That's crazy. But like I was saying, and then on the flip side, Androids, they get countered by hybrids, right? So it's like counter, counter, counter. Future counters hybrids, hybrids counters androids, androids counters Future, and it's kind of like the big 3 for me right now. Let me know in the comments if you guys think otherwise. There's other like sleeper teams that are kind of like dominating right now, but that's just how it feels to me. And I'm not gonna lie, personally I do not have the Zenkai 7 LF Gohan, but that Gohan, he's technically... Okay, so there's the forfeit. We'll just go ahead and move on to the next match. But anyways, that Gohan is technically free to play, right? Technically, I wouldn't say full on free to play, but he definitely is, like, his Zenkai is free, right? This guy switches into Vegito Blue here, and he like heavily messes up. Like, right, like I get both of these, turn both of these into strikes, and then like I said, I'm getting the damage buffs, right? And this dude is so lucky that I pulled this blast right here, otherwise his Vegito Blue would have been dead. Like, that's just, like, 2.8 million is just absolutely insane. Like, this unit should not be doing that. Okay, so he actually catches me right here. But either way, it doesn't matter because I got this absolute defensive unit, right? This ultimate, like, wall. Even if he gets Rising Rush, this is honestly kind of one of the guys that I want to get Rising Rush because he has all those damage rolls, right? It's just, this team is just absolutely absurd. If they do get a blue unit, even if they don't get a Zenkai blue unit, like they just need a blue unit in general, ideally for me, I would love for the Android 21, the free-to-play blue version, to get a Zenkai, because, you know, that way I wouldn't have to spend any Chrono Crystals, right? That would be pretty ideal, or that would be pretty nice at least, right? You know, but then at that point, it's just like you're getting more close to it just being female warriors, right? So you also got to be careful with that, because I still want to maintain androids. I don't want to have just a full female warriors team and just with one stray Android 16 and just full of Android 18s and 21s, right? But yeah, I still am gonna have to stick to my guns here and say that Future team is a little bit more fun. Future is a little bit more fun, but even they have their cons, right? Because when I bring in Future, I'm always bringing in Vegito Blue, right? This guy's gonna go ahead and sack off his Vegito Blue, speaking of which. But yeah, and as you guys know, Vegito Blue, he is an LF, right? There's no guarantee. It's like, it's harder to get the LFs, right? Rather than just being like, you could easily spend 7K on a banner chasing an LF and not getting that LF at all. Rather than with the Zenkai unit, you can get someone as strong as an LF. Because I 100% think that this Android 18 is as strong as an LF, right? I don't think no one would debate me on that. And it's just guaranteed you'll get this strong of a unit at 7K. So yeah, if you, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you really like this team, androids, or whether it be androids, whether it be regeneration with Demon King Piccolo, whether it be Zenkai 7 Fat Boo, whether it be Zenkai 7 Cooler, whoever it is that you are really like infatuated with, whoever that you really like a lot, if you have like, if you really want them, like an OP unit like that, without the RNG, without the gacha aspect, then definitely go for it. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta be real honest with you guys. For me to be able to pull this transforming Goku Black that just took away my first life right here, for me to be able to pull that guy, for him to absolutely dominate ladder at 2 stars, it's so much of a better feeling. Like I can't sugarcoat it. It's way better. It has much more of a better feeling. It feels like more like of an accomplishment than just being guaranteed this OP unit such as 18, right? Because like I said, it is more safer to go for the Zenkai units. I really do feel like. But it's so much more fun just to risk it all on the gacha aspect of the game, right? That's kind of like why I play gacha games, but I also know that, you know, some people are like, screw the RNG part. Like, I already hate Rising Rush. Like, I don't want no more RNG part of my game. I just want to be able to have fun with PvP. And yeah, I understand that too. So that's why I like to argue both sides of the whatever it is, right? But at the same time, like, I'm also showing that, like, it really does boil down to RNG. I'm sitting over here free to play. I was able to Zenkai 7 both of these units right here, and I was able to get the Transforming Rose. I did not get the Saiyan Man. You know, there are units that you are gonna like get jipped out of, right? I didn't get Great Saiyan Man. I didn't get Majin Vegeta when he was around. It's just sometimes it just be like that, you know. That's just how gacha games work, and that's where I feel like the what's it called? And that's where I feel like the what's it called, where it comes in, right? Where Zenkais can be like such a huge boon for you, like such a huge like advantage, because it's just like, you know, you get shafted just so many times and you're gonna get tired of it. You know, you're gonna get mad, you're gonna be frustrated, and it's like, yeah, then 100%, like go for the Zenkai units, screw it, throw everything out the window, get some Zenkai units, and just tear PvP apart. Because that's what Androids does. Unless you're running into Zenkai 7 Gohans all the time, then it's kind of like, okay, well, you might be a little bit screwed there, but you know, that's just the nature of the game right now. When you're playing androids and you're going against a Zenkai 7 Gohan team, you need to rush the Gohan. Like, you just have to. Like, that's just the logic of the world at this point right now. But it's just like, this team can be like very fun. Like, I hear him sidestep right here, and like, you already know that someone's dead, right? So I go ahead and drop combo right here. And it's just like, look at this damage. This is a red unit, by the way, but he's a Saiyan. But I'm getting all this card draw speed, right? I have my ultimate ability here, like, already available to my usage, and it's just like this is absurd. This is actually absurd. Like, she is just as busted as Elith Gohan. And look at, see, there's the forfeit. And I think that's actually all we have time for today. This video has, I think we actually have one more. Alright, so I think I pretty much got my point across here. So if you're really like on the bench, if you're like even thinking about it, where you're like, should I Zenkai 18 this, or should I Zenkai 18? And honestly, I really think you should. Even if you're free to play, I really think you should. For pay to plays, it's just like, it's a little bit harder to talk to you guys about this because it's like, if you're pay to play and you're listening to this right now and you're watching this, then I'm gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, go Zenkai them. Like, yes, like it's definitely like worth your time. It's definitely like in your better interest to definitely Zenkai these guys, right? It's just like, you lose nothing from it. You're already spending money on the game, you know? You might as well just get some OP units real quick. But then again, I could be wrong, right? I don't really know exactly the in and outs of a spender's mind or anything like that, but it's crazy how good these guys are. Like, it's just absolutely nuts. Very unfortunate that I pulled 2 green cards right here, but it's just, man, like I said, this team can. When I first got this team, when I first assembled this team, I had a blast with this team, but I cannot lie, it kind of got old after a little bit. Right, I did kind of just get like a little bit bored of just absolutely just clapping any team that wasn't hybrids or the Zenkai 7 Gohan teams, right? It was like, look at this crazy, look at this madness, look at how much damage I'm doing. And what world is that okay? I honestly don't even know why he brought in this purple guy. He could have definitely brought in the red trunks, right? And then I even get my vanishing like gauge back. Like, he has no choice but to switch into the red trunks here. Like, so this is what I meant when I said earlier in the video where Android 18 can seriously just like 1v3, and it's not even a 1v3 situation, right? I have everyone up on the bench right here. If I didn't have that Dragon Ball stuck on the blue card right there, I would have definitely Rise and Rush this guy. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's so weird. Like, I'm going to Rise and Rush this guy. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts, man. Because there's the forfeit. Yeah, see, it's just like, that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And it's just, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's just, it is fun at times. You're like, this Zenkai team is amazing. If you don't have them, especially, I think my biggest thing too is that if you even invested a little bit into Android 16 Zenkai as a free-to-play player, like, I think you really do need to try your hardest to scrape together some CC and put it into Zenkai Android 18. And again, that's going back to what I'm saying, in which I really do feel like it sucks you into it. Like, the Zenkais do suck you into it. You get one Zenkai unit and then they release another Zenkai unit for that same tag and you're like, dang, I need that one too then. And so I think that's like, that's my only gripe with it right now. But other than that, I think it's pretty healthy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. I'm pretty comfortable with it. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.